to enjoin what is right, forbid what is wrong, and believe in Allah. If we do not enjoin what is right and do not forbid what is wrong, then we aren't fit to be called as Khaira Ummah. We aren't fit to be called as Muslims. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in the glorious Quran, in Surah Baqarah, chapter number 2, verse number 143, وَكَذَلِكَ جَعَلْنَاكُمْ أُمَّةً وَسَطًا لِتَكُونُوا شُهَدَاءَ عَلَى النَّاسِ وَيَكُونَ الرَّسُولُ عَلَيْكُمْ شَهِيدًا. And thus we have made you a justly balanced community, so that you will be a witness over the people and the messenger will be a witness over you. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has made us a justly balanced community. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in the glorious Quran, in Surah Tawbah chapter number 9, and Surah Tawbah happens to be one of the most militant surahs of the glorious Quran. Surah Tawbah happens to be one of the most militant surah of the glorious Quran. Why? Because it is the only surah, it is the only chapter which does not begin with the beautiful formula, Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim, in the name of Allah, most gracious, most merciful. Otherwise, every surah, every chapter of the glorious Quran begins with the beautiful formula, Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim, in the name of Allah, most gracious, most merciful. For example, Surah Falaq, chapter number 113, Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim, Qul a'udhu bi Rabbil Falaq. So every surah begins. So Surah Tawbah is the most militant surah of the glorious Quran. Now why Surah Tawbah? Why Surah Tawbah does not begin with the beautiful formula Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim? For example, if you are walking down the streets of Riyadh along with your mother or along with your sister, and if there's a hooligan, there is a ruffian, there is a robber who snatches the handbag of your mother or of your sister and he runs away, what will you do? But natural, you'll run after him. And after you catch him, you will not say Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim, you will not say Assalamu Alaikum. You will get down to the subject directly. You will say, hey mister, give the handbag or else I'll break your leg. Hey mister, give the handbag or else I'll break your neck. You will get down to the subject directly. Bismillah is uncalled for. And if we analyze, during the first few verses of Surah Tawbah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is talking about a peace treaty between the mushriks of Makkah and the Muslims. And this peace treaty was unilaterally broken by the mushriks of Makkah. And by the time Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala reaches verse number 5, He is giving the mushriks of Makkah an ultimatum, a warning, that put things straight in 4 months' time, otherwise declaration of war. And when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is giving the mushriks of Makkah an ultimatum, a warning, Bismillah is uncalled for. That's the reason certain Mufassirin say that Surah Tawbah does not begin with the formula Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim, in the name of Allah, most gracious, most merciful. And by the time Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala reaches verse number 24, He is addressing us Muslims. We Muslims, we are in the firing line. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, Qul in kana aba'ukum, say whether it be your fathers, wa abna'ukum, your sons, wa ikhwanukum, your brothers, wa azwajukum, your spouses, wa ashiratukum, your relatives. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is asking us, what are considerations? Are they your fathers? Are they your sons? Are they your brothers? Are they your spouses? Are they your relatives? And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala further continues and says, وَأَمْوَالٌ اقْتَرَفْتُمُوهَا وَتِجَارَةٌ تَخْشَوْنَ كَسَادَهَا وَمَسَاكِنُ تَرْضَوْنَهَا. The wealth that you have amassed, the commerce in which you fear a decline, the house in which you live. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is asking us, what are considerations? Are they your fathers? Are they your sons? Are they your brothers? Are they your relatives? Are they your spouses? The wealth that you have amassed? The commerce in which you fear a decline? The houses in which you live? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is asking, what are our considerations? And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala further continues and says that if you love all these 8 things more than Allah, His Rasul, and doing jihad in the way of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, fatarabbasu, wait. Now what does Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mean when He says wait? For example, in a school, there is a senior student who is bullying a junior student. And the junior student tells the senior student, wait until I bring my elder brother. And his elder brother happens to be the mafia, the biggest hooligan in that area. Now when the junior student is telling the senior student that wait until I bring my elder brother, what does he mean? He's telling the senior student that you better buzz off, you better improve, otherwise you will be taught a lesson. When Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is telling us Muslims, fatarabbasu, wait, what are we Muslims doing? We are sitting on our backside doing nothing. And I would like to give you an example. I would like to ask you a question. That who is the person who you love most in the world, in this world? Who do you love the most in this world? Who do you love? Who? More than Rasul Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, who do you love? MashaAllah. It's a very easy question. There's no prize for that. So you ask this to any Muslim, that who do you love the most? The answer is the same, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We love Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala more than our mothers, more than our fathers, more than our brothers, more than our spouses. True or not? Yes or no? But naturally we love Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala the most.